Hi, I'm Jeremy Stafford, the Law Enforcement and Military Sales Manager for Mossberg Firearms, and I want to talk to you now about our new 940 SPX. So, our 940 was kind of born out of the evolution of our 930 shotgun. We brought in Jerry and Lena Miculek because when it comes to shotguns, who better to listen to? And we have access to them, and they're wonderful, and they said this is what we would change. So, you know, the gas system is much more robust now. Nickel Boron Coated, easy to clean, service intervals out past 1,500 rounds. So a lot has gone on under the hood in this evolution from 930 to 940. And there's a lot of things in front of you that have changed on this gun too and have continued to evolve. So you notice we still have our fully adjustable stock, length of pull from 13 to about 15 inches. You can change the cast and the comb height on it. One of the things you're gonna notice on the SPX, we have QD cups at the rear, and they're located where they need to be on a gun of this size and weight. And in conjunction, we have a newly designed handguard where you can see we have M-LOK slots at 3, 6, and 9 and QD cups at the rear. And that was a purposeful decision because in discussion with our end users, you know, it came up a lot that with a lot of our competitor shotguns, with our older shotguns, you're competing for the same real estate with a sling swivel or a QD and a light. And that leads to some problems as far as setting a gun up to be best used. It leads to problems with like slings getting caught up in lights and things of that nature. So we streamlined that, moved the QD cup away from the M-LOK slot. Now there's plenty of surface area, plenty of real estate for the user's hand. It's not going to interfere with the sling. You're going to be able to manipulate that light that you have installed up front. We even built a ridge up along the top so that during those extended training sessions, if you're using a modified C-clamp, you don't have to worry about burning your hand. It's got slots in it. It's going to vent that heat a little better and a little easier. We even took a look at the rear and we added a reinforced spring steel band at the top. Not that the older one was weak in any way, it's just that as that polymer heats and expands, sometimes it would start to get squeaky, and that was based on customer feedback. They didn't like the fact that it got squeaky, so we changed it, we fixed it. We like to think that we're a responsive company and that we're in tune with what the customer wants, and when they ask for a change like that, if we can make the change, we're going to make the change. We went to a one-piece magazine tube. This is just a shroud. So with some of our competitors' guns, they'll have a one-piece tube, but it'll be a big chunk of plastic on the end to protect it. We just felt like our consumer was a little more hard use in that and had some expectations as far as what they wanted in a defense-ready shotgun. So we decided to maintain that as a metal piece. As I said, one-piece tube. You'll notice it's a little bit longer. And that was a purposeful decision because some of the manufacturers have changed the way that they crimp their shotgun ammo, and we noticed that with certain loads we were losing capacity. And that's obviously when we advertise it as a 7+1, we want to make sure our consumer is getting a 7+1, even if the ammo is the reason that it's not working. So we extended that a little bit. You'll notice it pokes out a little bit beyond the muzzle. That's just purely aesthetic. It's not going to be a functional issue at all. Moving back, you can see we added a lot of protection to the bolt release. The way our system works, we don't have that third button, that cartridge drop lever that a lot of European guns have. So when it comes to making ready with our gun, magazine tube is loaded. All you have to do is come in, cycle the bolt, and you're ready to rock and roll. There's no third step. But the downside to that is it can, under certain circumstances, make this button, this lever, a little more sensitive than we would ideally want it to be. So we added some shrouding, we changed some internal specifications. Now you can see I can push as hard as I want on this, and it's not going to release that bolt. However, when I do it the way I'm supposed to, out at the front, it works as it's designed. So a lot of thought went into that. Last two things I'm going to talk about, three things rather. The sights, you're going to notice they're low profile. That's by purpose. This was something that was kind of designed for our professional series police shotgun, and we wanted to be mindful of the fact that this shotgun might be racked. Likewise with a home defense situation, more and more people are using things like quick racks to you know, avoid the possibility of maybe a small child getting access to the gun or something like that. So we wanted to make sure that the sights were nice and low profile so it would fit in whatever racking system people had. We also wanted to make sure that the sights were low enough so that the user was forced to take a good shooting position, meaning that in order for me to utilize these sights correctly, I have to get a good cheek weld on the gun, which we feel for those people that are going to be using it in a home defense or defensive-minded scenarios are going to want to make sure that they have that consistent, repeatable cheek weld, and keeping those sights low helps kind of force people into that. The rear sight does come out, RMSC pattern, direct mount. The shotgun's also going to include 3 plates, so we think we have about 90% of the red dots out there covered. You'll notice we have our oversized jumbo thumb safety. This is a new rolling change that you're going to see in more and more of our shotguns moving forward. We kind of did it without fanfare. We just did it as an evolution of our platforms, because getting better and learning our lessons and kind of quality through continuous improvement is something that's important to us. And then the last thing I want to talk about on this SPX is all of them are going to include this VanComp side saddle, which we felt was kind of a, you know, anytime you're talking about a shotgun for defensive scenarios, we want to make sure you have enough ammunition on board to finish the fight that you got pulled into. Out of all the solutions we took a look at, and there's a lot of good ones out there, we felt the VanComp was by far the strongest solution, the best made, and just, you know, dealing with VanComp, anytime you can associate with a brand like them, a company like them, it's going to elevate you, and that's kind of something that we really felt was important. So there you have it, the 940 SPX, the most current evolution in the fighting semi-automatic shotgun. Thanks for watching.